Hi guys, this is Duncan from dunksblog.com, and today I'm giving a beginner's guide to Ingress. If you haven't heard about Ingress, it's a very interesting game in that it requires you to physically go to a location to play it. It's currently in closed beta, so feel free to request an invite at ingress.com. And when you get it and go to the Ingress website, you'll be met with something that looks a little bit like this. So what is Ingress? Essentially, all these things you see here are portals. These are all currently controlled by the green team. Now I'm on the blue team, so we've got the greens and the blues, and we're all fighting for these portals. These can only be seen by using the mobile app, which we'll switch to in a second, but just to give you an idea of a portal, this is a portal. It's a sculpture to help you try and find it. It has its own level. It has 8 different resonators, you can see they're all different levels, and it has shields, so portal shields. Now the objective for me as a part of the blue team would be to take out these resonators and the shields in turn and claim that portal for my own team. So you see we have a blue team over here, we have some, but we're not doing too well in this location. So these portals, what do they look like on the mobile app? Well, let's switch to it. Okay, so here we are with the mobile app, and you'll see that there's a lot going on here. There's a bunch of portals around me. Now this isn't where I'm located physically. I'm using a different way to show this, which I'll explain later. But the portal is in the middle. You see it's kind of this pulsating thing that's moving around. I can click on it and it'll give me some information about it. As you can see, it's a statue. Usually it's statues or buildings or something that's really easy for the public to get to. And around it you'll see these little white dots. These are XM or exotic matter. You need to collect these. You'll see I have a bar at the top. Mine's currently full, but exotic matter will help you be effective in the game in doing certain things. You'll also see that there's lines coming out of this portal. It's actually linked to other portals, which you would have seen on the map, but you can see the lines coming out. And you'll also see that there's green fields of area. They are called control fields, and they're protecting the mined units or people that are in that area in order to give the person who captured them points. It's very interesting, very involved. You'll also be able to see on the portal these little things on the right, so you can hack the portal. That gives you items which you can use. You can link the portals, as I said, to other portals if you own it. You can recharge the portals if you own it. You can upgrade the portal if you own it, and you can target it. Targeting the portal means it will give you a beeping sound when you get closer to the portal in order to help you try and find it. It's quite good, and you can see a lot of other things here. Normally when you actually go physically to the portal, you can also see the mods, which is shown on the website, which shows you shields. So you can actually put shields on these portals. You can see the owner here and the energy, which is here too. So that is pretty much the mobile app. Let's go ahead and switch back to the desktop. So now we're back at the map, and you can pretty much see what was going on inside the app. This was the one we were looking at, and you can see again the resonators. Each portal has 8 resonators all expanding around it. You didn't see the resonators on the app, at least I don't think you did, but you can stand in those locations and attack them, and there are various levels. You can also get mods which weren't shown there. As you can see, there's 4 portal shields on this one. So portal shields are used to reduce damage on what's on the resonators, because if you take all 8 resonators out, it becomes an unclaimed portal. You can then claim it for yourself and it will turn blue. You can then put your own shields up as well, but these are quite high level. You'll see that there's level 6, so I wouldn't try and attack these when you're level 1. By the way, there is a mobile version of the map, and that is shown here. Now it's not very useful to get too much information, but it can be. If we just have a look around what the Intel map is showing, on the top left it shows my AP, or action points. It shows my XM, which is exotic matter, those white things you saw on the app. You see I have 5,000. The more you level up, the more you get. Around these control fields I was talking about mined units. The green team, as you can see globally, has 22%, the blue team has 78%. Now you may be thinking, oh, this is going to be rubbish to play on the green team, but yesterday it was 40-60, so this is happening all the time, 24 hours a day. It changes constantly basically. On the bottom left you'll see we have the communication center, so we can have people that are sitting at the desktop map talking to people that are, quote, in the field. So you can have people saying you have someone nearby you, they're attacking your portal, go recharge it, and then you have to physically go to that location, and you can get talked to. This is all done through the faction chat normally, so you don't say it to everybody. Make sure you're on that faction chat, because you may end up saying it in the all tab, which goes to everybody, and it also shows what's happening with you around areas that you've either controlled or in the area that you're looking at on the map. I'd probably ignore this passcode thing, because normally this is done by decoding certain things. You get a code, you put it in, you get special items, but this is done through decoding things through the media, but most of them have already been taken, and there are apps out there to give them out as soon as they're available. So you could try and get the app, but chances are that'll be expired too, so I wouldn't really worry about that at this point. I mean, this has been running for about 6 or so months, and there's a lot of people that have got very far in this, and they pretty much know how to work the system. So that is essentially what you need to do. Take out 8 of these resonators and turn them to blue or green depending on the team that you're on. But what about hacking? You saw a button earlier about hacking a portal. Hacking a portal is very easy. You just go up to the portal and press hack. It doesn't matter what portal you go to, it can be yours or their team. If you go for a high level portal, it'll give you better items. When you hack any portal, you get items. If you hack a enemy portal, you're going to get action points, which is going to help you level up, which is what you're going to really need to do when you're level 1. I'll explain more about leveling up later in the video, but when you're level 1, this is something you really need to concentrate on, but also collect as much as you can. So really, you just want to hack everything you see. So I'd probably go around all of these areas, which I actually did at level 1, and just click that hack. You can hack a portal every 5 minutes, but if you try and hack it before that 5 minutes, it will increase the cooldown. If you try and hack a portal more than 4 times within 4 hours, it will burn the portal out, and you'll get another 4-hour cooldown. You have to wait that out, and that will basically say in the app, portal running hot. If you hack your own portal, you can get more items that you'd normally do by hacking an enemy portal. However, you won't get any AP, so it won't help you level up, but it is useful to get those to try and either attack the enemy team or get a portal key, which is used to recharge. So this is along the lines of defending, which I'll talk about later in the video. So let's talk about attacking. What do you need to do when you attack? As I said, you need to take out all those resonators that are surrounding. You have to position yourself really well, because an XMP burster is the weapon you have to use against these, but you need to position yourself well enough to either take out as much as you can in the area, because an XMP burster is, if you can imagine the little arrow on a sat nav, you're charging your little thing up and then making an explosion which goes to a certain field. And the level of XMP burster you have, and obviously you can't use ones higher than your own level, you can acquire them though, will depend on how far your field of destruction goes, and as it goes further out, the destruction is less intense. So if you want to take out a specific resonator, so for example this one, and it's located here, you need to be, first of all, you need to make sure you locate yourself right on top of that portal to do the most, right on top of that resonator to do that most damage. But you'd also probably want to try and get to an area where there's another one nearby, so you can do as much damage to that too. I apologise if I'm skipping a lot of things, but I'm trying to get this done as quickly as possible. So that's really what you need to do. The effective damage decays the further you are out. You need to position in front of multiple portals, and if you want to get a specific resonator, which I'd do at an early level, especially if it's low, just go ahead and do that. Try and stand right on top of it, get as much damage there as you can. In terms of defending, as I said before, if you hack your own thing, you get more items. Where did that portal go? Here it is. But if you place resonators down, you can get AP, which is useful for leveling up. And also, if you upgrade, you can also get AP. If you put mods down, you get AP. And you can recharge the portals. So this would help your team out. It doesn't necessarily give you any AP, but it will help your team out. It will keep the portal alive for your team. You'll see that this one's pretty low. I need to recharge it. All I need to do is go to that portal, click the recharge button, and it will, or should, go put them to full. It will give you a percentage of how much you're recharging them, and you can do that. However, you can also do this from home. If you get a portal key from hacking a portal, you can sit at home and control that portal if it's on your team and recharge it from home. However, this does use XM or exotic matter, as does most of the actions that I'm saying in this video, which you collect as you go around. So you can remote recharge it from home. The problem is that you don't know when you're being attacked. You'd either need someone to contact you, or you get email notifications, I'll show you right now, which shows when someone's attacking your portal. And usually if there's a high level, it will take the entire portal out anyway, and by the time you get there or you try and remote recharge it, they've already taken it and it's the opposite color, so you then have to start thinking about attacking. So that's pretty much that. Portal keys are used for remote recharging. You receive emails when they call them entities in the email, but it's your resonators when they're destroyed or your shields are destroyed, and you just need to upgrade as much as you can and recharge as much as you can to help your team out. Right, so that is attacking and defending. As I said, there's a lot involved here, so let's go ahead and talk about the best ways to level up. I'll tell you what I did. So I started off in this area. I didn't really know what I was doing as a level 1. I went round, I hacked a few things, got a few items, but I thought to myself, oh, I can take this one out, or like one of these out, I can take this out. Not really realising how powerful these levels are. They're a considerable amount higher than me, so I went to attack it and did less than 1% damage. It will show as 1% when you damage it, but it's rounded up, so it could have been 0.01, I didn't know. So I was doing absolutely nothing, so I didn't really realise what I was doing. I got onto the Google Plus communities, and they offered a bit of advice, essentially saying just hack as much as you can, build up your inventory, and do it that way. So this isn't very useful if for example you don't have many portals near you, in which case create one. You can do that. Go to a statue or something, click on new portal, you just hold the area that you want to go to in the app, click new portal, take a picture, submit it to Google. It takes 2 to 3 weeks, but it makes the game better for everybody because there's more portals and you can link them up and things like that. But what was I talking about? Yes, it's not very useful for me because I need to walk around. It's quite a distance, even though it doesn't look like it on the map. Walking around and doing these, especially in a 4-hour period, because if you think about it, if you sat at the same one and did it for 5 minutes, waited 5 minutes, hacked it again, waited 5 minutes, hacked it again, you're actually wasting time that you could be going around going to all these other ones. But it's a considerable distance and you'll probably get tired within 2 hours walking around, and you'll get bored. Well, I did. I went around and walking around the same area gets very boring and tiring, so you end up stopping it. And I got doing this for about 2.5 hours. I got about a quarter of the way there or half the way there. It's very debilitating when you're starting off doing that, but if you can slog it out, feel free to do that. You're probably going to end up doing a lot of this in the higher levels. But I thought, screw this, you know, these are all too high level for me. These people are all too high level. I can't do anything to these. There must be other ways to get AP. And if you can take over a portal and claim it for yourself, that is really the way that you get the most AP. If you can link it and make a control field, that stuff gives you over 1,000 AP, which is the equivalent of hacking 10 times. So I thought, this area is not good for me. Even though there's a lot of the enemy team here, it's not good for me if I want to level up quickly. So what did I do? That was Ipswich. I decided to make my way into London. I wanted to target the popular area that has the most in. And if you see as it loads, there's a lot happening in London, as you'd expect. It's the capital city. So I then proceeded to look around, and I saw, oh, there's a lot of blues here. We're taking over a lot of them. Let's target areas where there's a lot of greens. Now, if I can find it, I targeted Buckingham Palace. I may have to search this one up, actually. The Buckingham Palace had a lot of portals in the same area. Where are we? Can I find it? Well, I'll just go to a random area, but you'll see that there's a lot in the same area, and this is ideal because you can literally walk a few feet and then hack that portal. So my advice would be is to find an area, if you're really looking to level up fast. For example, if you're on the green team, this would be perfect for you. This is Trafalgar Square. Here we go. Yeah, Trafalgar Square is also a place I went to, but they were quite high by the enemy team. But already today they've changed over. You could literally just walk a little way around Trafalgar Square and start hacking these portals. So I think as we go down here, yes, this is Trafalgar Square. The great thing is you see here that there are a lot of unclaimed portals. There wasn't at the time I was there, but this would be ideal for the person who can get to these right now and get to all of these portals, you'd gain a lot of AP for doing that. There is an AP chart available. I'll post a quick screenshot so you get an idea on the right hand side. I'll just position this so you can see it, and you can see that destroying control fields gives you a lot. Claiming, being the last person to put a resonator on, essentially fully powering a portal, would do that too. But this would be a perfect area. It's a very small area. You see Buckingham Palace is here, but I just went around and just kept going at it for about half an hour, and before I knew it I was a level 2, about 45 minutes I'd say. But I then went to this area, which was controlled by the blue team at the time, and I saw, for example here, that there weren't a lot of resonators put down, and all you need to do is put all your resonators down again, fully powering. I did that, and I got a heck of a lot from doing that. But I also got a lot for, I believe I blew up a few portals. You can see this is the perfect time to come here for the blue team too, because there are a lot of ones here that just have one resonator on and they're almost dead. So you'll know that there are usually a lot of people around Buckingham Palace, so that allows you to get a lot of exotic matter. Obviously this won't matter to you if you're in the US or abroad, in which case target an area that you know is extremely popular for tourists. This would be a perfect place to power level. It's pretty much how I got to here. I ended up getting bored, to be honest, and ended up just having a look around London after doing it all morning, and that is pretty much it. So hack is a tip. Plant resonators and shields on the portals that you find. Claim as many portals as you can. I really wish I was there right now because I'd go ahead and do that. Place as many resonators as you can. You'll get those by hacking portals, and link up and control fields. Make control fields. So link these up with the portal keys. I believe I linked a few up before they got taken over. I knew that they'd been taken over because I got those emails. And that is pretty much the best way to level up if you're an early level. As I said, lots of information to be taken in. So let's finalize this video with the things to be careful of. The first thing is safety. As you'll know, as you'll think about, we have this comm system that tells us about people that are nearby. This means that you can be followed, and you probably will be followed by people. You'll be watched, you'll be seen, you do feel like a secret agent, but if you're in an area that's known for, I don't know, a high crime activity, I would steer clear of it. I'd be in an area that there was a lot of people at the time. If you're going out in the middle of the night, make sure you're careful, make sure you have things with you in case, because there are teams of people that do this. If it's just you going out like me, I just went targeted this area early on a Sunday morning. I knew not a lot of people would be around, but there's a lot of police around at that time, and there's also I can go ahead and hack away without issue. Not a lot of people are awake at that time, so they're not there. But yeah, safety is important because there are teams of people that hang around, and you know, it's a gang. So essentially, if they see that you're attacking their portal, some people may take it the wrong way. Some people have resorted to derogatory remarks. Some people have been, if you're standing there with your phone out and you're attacking this thing, and a team of people that are bad, they're going to try and take your phone, or they'll jump you, or they'll tell you to stop. There's a lot of ways that this can go wrong. I wouldn't say that about all the time, because you're very likely to meet someone on the opposite team if they're keeping an eye on. I actually did yesterday. I saw someone at the embankment, and a big shout out to Soulbit. I think this is the embankment. It was around here along the Thames. This is where I show my really bad graphical knowledge, my geographical knowledge even. I'm making a lot of mistakes today. But oh, screw it, I'll just leave it. I met a guy called Soulbit. He saw me. Essentially what happened was I attacked his portal while he was putting it up, and he turned around, he saw me, came up to me, and we shook hands. It's etiquette really to just shake hands, talk a little bit about what you do with the app, and I said I was pretty new to the game. He said he worked and lived around the area, which is another thing to be careful of. There are people who live and work around the areas that you might be attacking, so that's why they get high levels. You'll see the high levels we had in Ipswich, and they're high level, so there are going to be people that pass through there every day, and if you've just started, then it's not going to be fun. But we shook hands, we said hey, we sort of said what we were doing with the app. He advised, because it was raining at the time, that I get a case for my phone. So yeah, big shout out to Soulbit, he's a great guy. But the best thing to do when you finish that interaction is go off in separate ways, because otherwise it will look like you're following that person. My other advice would probably be, if you can get a friend to go with you, do that, because not only will you be more effective together, you'll also be able to protect each other in case of anything that happens. Going out in a team is also a great idea. Finding someone higher level than you is a great idea, because they get AP for upgrading your stuff, and you get AP if they try and attack a portal, bring it down to a level that's low enough for you to attack. You get a lot of AP through that, and yeah, so there's a lot involved in that too. You can do that through the faction chat, but obviously there's a lot of trust involved. The guy I talked to was similar to my age, he looked anyway, so it was a good interaction and something it's fun to do, and it's a great day out if you can get a lot of people involved. Other things to be careful of is travel costs. So obviously it's cost me a little bit to get into London. I tried to get the cheapest I could at the time on a Sunday morning for parking and things like that. So if you do need to do what I was doing and get to a location, and if you're going to try and do that every day, the costs are going to mount up. So you got to be careful of the travel costs, and how you're going to get there is important. Are you going to try and get around there in a bike? You could do that. You're going to run around, you're going to use a car, you're going to use public transport. All that kind of thing has to be planned out in advance so you know where you're going. But obviously things do change before you get there, so I could want to take this out in London, this specific portal right here, but by the time I get there it could already have been taken out, so you have to be careful of that too. The next thing is battery life. This thing takes a lot of battery life. You'll see as I show again the app on the side of the screen. One, it uses your GPS constantly, so as you're walking around targeting portals, walking around, you can lock the screen and have it not use GPS, but it still uses GPS, and GPS and graphics are the biggest battery drainers of a device. And if you have something like a Galaxy Nexus, it gets about 2 hours on its battery if you're using GPS, which is not a lot. So recommended is either a external USB battery charger or a one of the extended batteries you can get for the device. Some offer that if you have a removable one. If you have an Nexus 4, you'll not be able to do that. You'll have to use an external one, and so you have to make sure your device has a user replaceable battery. That's a good thing. And that's it. The last thing is time. It will take you a long time to get around. That's it really. You have to plan it effectively. As I talked about, I went for an area that there was a lot of resonators and portals there, but I could simply loop around and keep doing it, because if you can get around an area in 5 minutes, then you can just keep going around looping it, and that's the most effective way you can hack or attack portals. But if you have a lot of portals that are very far in distance, you're actually wasting time. You could be going to an area where there's a lot of portals that are close together, and you can do it that way. So that's pretty much it. I forgot to show you this, which is the XMP burst of range. So you'll see as you level up you get a further range and more damage. If you get to level 8, it's hella fun. If you can get 400 meters around your area, you can watch these resonators destroy. But obviously level 8 is an incredible target to hit, and you really need to slog it out. A lot of people are on average around, I'd say, my level 2 and level 3, but then there's those people that play every day, all day, every day. There are people that just play all day, every day to try and get them back. It's a really good game. To summarize, it is a really good game. It allows you to get exercise, so it's a great thing to do to get yourself out. Instead of playing with a controller sitting at the computer or in front of a TV, you're actually going outside, helping your team out, and attacking the enemy team using your phone, your mobile device, through GPS. So that covers this video. I'm very sorry if this took a long time. I'll try and provide screenshots where appropriate, and that's pretty much the beginner's guide to Ingress. I apologise for stuttering a lot. There's a lot of information to take in, and I don't really run off a script, so I just do it like that. So if you got this far, please say Portal in the comments, and I very much appreciate those of you who do continue watching my videos, because especially the long ones, because there's a lot of information packed in. I try and do it as quick as I can. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any tips or any ideas or anything at all to do with Ingress, feel free to let me know in the comments. If you have any suggestions for the next video, let me know. YouTube PMs, I don't really get many of those nowadays, so feel free to send me some there. And that's about it really. So thanks for watching this video, blah 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 blah, and thanks again.